unlike Nevin, who is just calm and very sweet, and I'm a little louder, but I'm Zelda Benson. Welcome to all of you today. It's lovely to see you all here, and also for those of you who are home and watching us on our video. We really appreciate you being with us today. Please silence your cell phones if you have not done so already. We have a very special guest today here, Tama Keeves. Anybody who was here when she was... Any of you remember Tama where she was here many years ago? Yes. Yeah. Oh, see, we've got cheerleaders here. That was 2014, and we're really excited to have her back with us today. She is a best-selling author, and her books are Inspired and Unstoppable, Thriving Through Uncertainty, and her latest one is Learning to Trust Yourself, Overcoming Self-Doubt. And you'll find copies of those books out on the table outside when you leave. Tama is here to inspire all of us to reach our highest potential and let the divine plan for good manifest in each of us. Welcome, Tama. Yay, we want that. We want that. And we have another returning inspiration, Kelly Corsino. Yay. We're just so pleased to have you back. You always just move us so. Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, Tama will be having more to say about this in her talk, but briefly, at 1 to 3 today, Tama has a workshop on learning to trust yourself. She'll explore all the self-sabotage, all the self-sabotage, I'm sabotaging myself here. That shuts us down and help us realize our dreams. Tickets are available in Open Door for $35. And after that session today, Tama will be booking sessions for individual coaching. So at a discount. So while you're here today, you can book those at a discount. So thank you so much, Tama. We really, really appreciate your being here. I'm excited. Next Sunday is the Enneagram Basics with Amanda Hoagie and Sue Tyner. If you are new to the Enneagram or want to explore it a little bit more, from 1 to 3 next Sunday, you'll learn about this fascinating and meaningful spiritual tool. We've been doing this, the book study in my spirit group on the Enneagram, and I've studied Enneagram for years, and it's just been really interesting. So if you haven't, to take a look at that. And to further our Enneagram work, we're excited to have back Reverend Niu Vong with us on July 6th at 11 o'clock a.m. service for a workshop and another workshop at 1 o'clock focusing on her book, The Soul of the Enneagram. Neon is a Unity minister who focused her entire ministry on the Enneagram and founded the International Organization for Evolving Enneagram. Tickets are available on Eventbrite or in the Open Door, $60 with the code EVOLVE35. So now, would you please stand for our opening song? Thank you.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I tell you, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Let it all go. And this is what I have to say. Sing it. I release, help me. I let go. Let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my job.
Well, good morning. My name is John Claude Pinto, and I'm a prior chaplain. And with that, I get the honor of reading the daily word and lighting the Christ candle. We do that first, light the Christ candle. And the reason we do that is to bring ourselves into that one Christ consciousness that we all have, that's within us. And that's represented, symbolic of that. And today's daily word is guidance. And the affirmation is, with an open heart and mind, I heed divine guidance. Amen. Amen indeed. Thank you. And the scriptural text is, the Lord will give you continually and satisfy your needs in parched places and make your bones strong, and you shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water, whose waters never fail. That's Isaiah 58:11. And the reading is such. If I'm feeling lost or do not know which way to turn, I take comfort in knowing that I can pray and bring my awareness to my connection with God. Wherever I am on my spiritual journey, I receive divine guidance continually. It is up to me to take heed of it. Divine guidance does not, let me say that again. Divine guidance does me a little good if I doubt it or feel too hesitant to act upon it. I commit to remaining open and receptive as I receive my guidance. Even if the call of my heart surprises me, even if I doubt I can do what I am being called to do, I trust the still small voice within. I affirm I'm divinely guided and faith-filled. So I'll say the affirmation, and then we'll say it together. With an open heart and mind, I heed divine guidance. Together. With an open heart and mind, I heed divine guidance. In oneness.
I often find inspiration in popular culture. I know that sounds maybe a little shocking because it's all influencers and whatnot. But there are things that can inspire us. And one of those things came to me because I knew Tama was going to be here today. And I know one of the things she's going to be talking about is fear. She has a book out there that's called A Year Without Fear. Imagine what that would be like. So I want to read to you this quote from the movie Dune, and also, of course, from the famous book. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. So let's close our eyes for a moment. There's a saying, feel the fear and do it anyway. And we do that because of our faith. Of myself, I can do nothing, but with God, I can do all things. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for helping us, for guiding us, for inspiring us. We know that we can step into that knowing beyond fear. Thank you. And so it is. Amen.
Feet down the road is all I can see, but it's all that I need with 10,000 miles to go. 'Cause I know the light is burning inside of me. Within, 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 there's a mother within. Within, there's a father within. Within, there's a love within. Are you feeling it? Okay, so let's get a little moving. You reap what you sow, and so I believe. That's right. With one little seed, bigger, better, beautiful grows. Yeah. Because I see the faithful, they have it all that they'll ever need. Within, there's a mother within. Within, there's a father within. Within, there's a love within. Now, do you ever doubt it sometimes? Just a little? Because I go like this, I say, oh, I should know, shouldn't we? I say, oh, there's a magnet that's pulling my life. Ooh, when it's 50 below, and all I can see is hunger and need, and my eyes won't cry in the cold. I remember the fire, that's burning inside of me. That's right. Within, there's a mother within. Within, there's a father within. Within, there's a love within. All right, now one more time, and you can sing it with me. It's just mother, father, and love. Here we go. Within, there's a mother within. Within, there's a father within. Within, there's a love within. Nice job. Deep within, you know it's flowing within, yeah. I'm gonna grow it within. You know it's flowing within. Thank you, Carol.
Wow. That was a setup. Thank you. Woo! So I guess what I want to start with is maybe a show of hands. How many of us sometimes doubt that we're hearing an inner voice, or that we can trust spirit, or that we're getting the right message? Anybody ever have that? Show of hands? Yeah, thank you. Okay, oh, we had jazz hands with that. We're in the right place then. Because learning to trust yourself is the most important skill you will ever learn in this lifetime. Learning to hear your inner voice, your faith, your spirit, your soul, your divine intelligence, right? So that's what we're going to explore together. So what I want to do to begin with is, instead of just like a regular talk, I want to create this safe space together. We're going to co-create this energy together of incredible safety. Because what I know is that when there's judgment, I can't hear guidance. right? When there's judgment, I can't hear spirit. I can't hear love. I can't hear that frequency. So in creating that sacred space, we're going to practice not judging. Because what I want to play together with is, what if we created a space where something new could happen, where a real miracle could happen, where we could really hear guidance right now. So together, what the deal is, you're going to practice not judging yourself. You're going to practice not judging anybody else here. You're definitely going to practice not judging me. That's definite. That's your number one priority, right? And we're going to stir this, right? We're going to play with this, because what I've learned is that to create a new relationship with spirit, I have to create a new relationship with myself. To stop judging me so that I can hear something else come through. And I think we can do that. So we're going to play with that. And the first thing I'm going to talk about and ask is, what do you think stops us from hearing an inner voice? What do you think stops us from really, truly hearing this genius within us? Because we know there is a plan within us. We know there's a code within us. We know there's a destiny within us. But what stops us from really hearing that inner voice, really trusting it? And one thing I know is, if you are not listening to your own inner voice, you are listening to somebody else. That's the deal, right? So you ask yourself, who am I listening to? Who am I really listening to in this lifetime? Is it the voice of media? Is it the voice of the culture? Is it the voice of education? Is it the voice of a family member? God forbid? No. I know for myself, I was listening to my mother. That's who I was listening to. So some of you have seen me speak or know my work and know my backstory or whatever. I'm going to share it anyway because it's very relevant because I like sharing it anyway, and because it's relevant to what we're talking about, right? So for me, when I was young, I knew that I wanted to be a writer. That was my dream. I was in high school and I read Catcher in the Rye. Anybody read Catcher in the Rye? Yeah, right? Fell in love with it. The creative writing teacher was gorgeous. So I thought, oh, this is a sign. You know, like all things add up to good, right? You know, and so I went home to share this phenomenal news with my family that I'd found my calling, that I'd found my dream, right? But I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, to an Orthodox Jewish family, right? Yeah, whoa is right. And so there was not a mazel tov in the house. Right? When I said I want to be a writer, right? I could have basically said I want to be a drug addict. I want to be a prostitute. It wouldn't have mattered. In my mother's mind, it was all the same thing. You know, like the creative people, drug addicts, and people who sell their bodies to the night, you're all going to end up under the same bridge, let's face it, right? So my mother said something like, you're going to write? You're going to write? You're going to starve, you're going to write. And that was the Go for Your Dreams talk that I got, right? And then my mother, being a reasonable woman, said something like, what, you can't get a job? You'll write on the Sundays. And probably a lot of us got that same advice, didn't we? Be practical, be reasonable. Don't do what you love. Don't do what's speaking to your soul right now. Don't do what's moving inside you right now. Stay safe, be practical, right? And here's the thing. I've been running around the country speaking about this because what I want you to know, it is never, ever reasonable. It is never, ever safe to deny your spirit, to deny the uniqueness that's in you and only you, right? But I didn't know any of that back then. And so I followed along with what I was supposed to do, and I went to law school. And I got accepted to Harvard Law School. Yeah. And I graduated with honors from Harvard Law School. And so my mother was very proud. And she was bragging in every synagogue for all she was worth. You know, oh, my little girl, I don't want to tell you. Let me tell you. Again. And maybe you've had this situation in your life where everything looks right, like for what other people think is right or what you're supposed to be doing. You're following the expectations. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. but secretly it doesn't feel right. Anybody ever have that situation? Yeah, right? So I was practicing law in a major firm, and even though I was successful, I was really sad, and I was really scared, and I was feeling really empty because you're supposed to feel empty when you're not listening to your spirit and your soul and what you're here to do. It's supposed to not feel good, right? But I didn't know that, and I just felt really scared. And thank God a friend of mine at the time said to me, think about it. If you've been this successful doing something you don't love, what could you do with what you love? And that became like a mission statement in my life, because I thought, you know what? Maybe the purpose of our whole lifetimes is to learn how to listen to our inner voice. But maybe we're here to learn to listen to the inner voice of love, not the inner voice of fear, right? That difference. And so I finally walked out of law, and I didn't have a plan, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I was going to listen to that inner voice, and that's what I did, right? And so, and my whole journey took off from that, because I really wanted to know if I could trust what was inside me. So it's 1,000,000 years later, and or it feels like that. And at this point, I am very, very grateful to say I have now written 5 books. Right? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Most of them are bestsellers. I have had the incredible, incredible privilege of coaching so many thousands of maverick souls to unlock their inner genius, right? And what I want to do here today is I want to teach you learning to trust yourself. I want to teach you 3 things about learning to trust yourself. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is following breadcrumbs, just following breadcrumbs, moment by moment guidance, and I'll talk about that. The second thing we'll be looking at is learning to see yourself differently, holding yourself differently. And the third thing we're going to talk about is undoing any belief that you have that's in the way of seeing your own life as perfect right now, of really loving your own life right now. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So the first thing I'll talk about is following breadcrumbs. And for me, what that means is Spirit is always speaking in the moment. It's a moment-by-moment plan. I always tell my clients, you can't plan an inspired life. You're not going to plan it. You can't, the linear mind can't see, can't do it. It's inspired. It's miraculous. If we're listening to a different voice, it's a different life. And so many of us are trying to plan and figure it out and figure out our whole lives all at once, and we spin and it's scary. But Spirit works moment by moment. So there's always a breadcrumb, even right now, that's speaking to you. The music is coming on for us, in fact, just to augment that. And so there's always a breadcrumb. There's always something. So when I first left law, I spent 12 years writing my first book, This Time I Dance, Creating the Work You Love. I spent 12 years writing that book, and I know some of you are thinking, I was going to go to her workshop, but 12 years? I don't have that kind of time, never mind. But I always tell this part of the story because I want you to know, it really took me 11 years to believe in this universe, and 11 years to really start believing in myself, and 11 years to start trusting this inner voice, and 11 years to believe in good and worthiness and genius, and 1 year to write a book. So I always share that because I know some of us feel like, when is my life going to take off? I feel so far behind in things, or things aren't going as fast as I want, or I want to get things done. And please keep in mind, we are the ones who are doing it differently. We are the ones on an inspired path. We are shifting beliefs and healing lifetimes. We are shifting a paradigm on this planet at this time. Right? So next time people are saying to you like, oh my God, you're still doing that, it's taking so long, you just go, I'm shifting the paradigm. What are you doing? Yeah, you got stuff done, but I'm shifting the paradigm, baby. Right? So again, there's so much more that we are accomplishing, and so I want you to know that. So when I first finished this book, I didn't have a contract or a publisher or an agent or anything. I was just writing this, I was following my dream, I was following this voice, right? And I kept thinking, okay, how do you get this published? I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about commercial publishing or self-publishing. So I listened to my inner voice, and I got a breadcrumb. And my breadcrumb, that in the moment guidance, was just put it in the river. Just put it in the river. Isn't that pretty? What the heck does that mean? Thank you. Thank you. Who needs guidance like this? I am confused enough, right? And so I live in Denver. There are no rivers, first of all, so. But I knew intuitively it meant just put this book out there some way, somehow, and put it in the stream of life. And if it was supposed to move somewhere, it will. I knew that. So I knew that probably meant self-publishing. And that scared the heck out of me. Because do you ever have that, by the way, where you're asking for guidance and you're asking for, and you get an answer and it's like, can I get a second opinion? I don't know about you. I always get the least lucrative answer possible. I don't know why. That always happens, right? So I knew that meant self-publishing, and that meant putting my own money into it. And I was scared because I didn't know anything about distribution or marketing or design or anything, right? But I'd heard that voice, and I'd followed it already for 12 years to write this book, and so I thought, okay, I'm going to follow it. I'm going to follow that breadcrumb. Here's the thing. The second you decide that you're going to listen to this inner voice, the second you decide, I'm going to follow this all the way, I'm going to do it, I'm going to believe, I'm going to go for it. The second you decide that, you're going to meet the most judgmental person. 2 seconds later. I don't know why. It's like a law of the universe. But I went to an ex-boyfriend's house for a Passover dinner. God knows why. But I went to an ex-boyfriend's house for a Passover dinner, and I sit down next to this woman, and she is my mother on steroids. And she's drinking bad wine all night, and she starts quizzing me and grilling me, right? She's like, so you're going to publish a book? And you know nothing about marketing, and you know nothing about distribution, and you're putting your own money into this. Oh, you're very ambitious. Right? Which is code for you're a nut, step away from my kids this second, right? I don't know if you know anything about the Passover ceremony. It's all about the exodus, the fleeing of the Jews, right? I'd never related to that ceremony before. I got it that night. I got it like I had never, ever gotten it in my life. I was like, let my people go. I get this now. Let my people go, right? Because I think, what am I going to tell this woman? She's asking me all these questions. What am I going to tell her? Oh, don't worry. I have a plan. I'm going to put it in a river. That's my plan. Or am I going to tell her, don't worry, I'm hearing an inner voice. It's very nice. Right? Like, you know how like in rooms like this, we pride ourselves in listening and obeying and being intuitive, and we pride ourselves in that. You go talk to somebody normal, not so much. Not so much. And there's always going to be this choice point. What will you do at that moment? Because at one moment you knew your way, and then there's a doubt, right? And that's going to be the choice point. What do you follow? Do you follow that breadcrumb, that moment that you know, right? Thank God I decided to follow it. And I'll just cut to the chase. I'll tell you the quick part of the story. It's about 4 months after I self-published that book, I literally got an email out of the blue that said, your fairy godmother has arrived. I kid you not. I got an email that said, your fairy godmother has arrived. If you got an email like that, you probably think it's spam, right? You probably think it's going to be Russian girls are waiting for you, or just something, right? I'm a Nigerian prince. I want to give you $1 million, right? That's what you expect, right? I opened the email, and it was from a vice president of marketing and publicity for Random House. And thank you, and she was somebody who was in the middle of a career transition and scared out of her mind, right? And she had somehow found my book, This Time I Dance, on Amazon or something like that, right? And she wrote to me and said, "This is the best book I've ever read on finding your calling and doing your dreams, and I want to help you get it to a major New York publisher," which was like my wildest dreams. I still am amazed by that. It's, and she not only got it to the publisher of my dreams, she got it to the president of the company. I would have settled for the janitor, but like just getting anywhere near it, right? She got it to the president of the company, and the amazing thing, they bought the book. But not only did they buy the book, they bought the book exactly the way it was. They did not edit it. They changed like 10 sentences or something like that, as an unknown writer, I would never have started off where I started off had I followed a conventional path. If I'd done what I was supposed to do and the expectations and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. But that's what I mean when I say you can't plan an inspired life. It's about following that breadcrumb. So I'm going to ask you today to just notice like what breadcrumb is speaking to you, because there's something speaking to you. So the second thing I'm going to talk about is seeing ourselves differently. And I struggled with this one. I still struggle with this one. And so when I started writing my newest book, Learning to Trust Yourself, I got another inner voice that said, I need you to be the beloved. I need you to be the beloved. I need you to know how loved you are. And so I was struggling, like, what does that mean? And I was kind of whatever. And what we're talking about here in terms of seeing ourselves differently is we are not our small selves. We are not our limited selves. We are co-partnering with something else. We are carried by something else, right? So I'm going to read you a section from Learning to Trust Yourself that talks a little bit about this and kind of how I came to it. Good. Okay, good. I'm very disorganized, but last night in the hotel, I thought, I'm going to put a bookmark there. I'm going to know it. I'm not going to look crazy on stage. So far, so good. Okay. So I was struggling. I heard this voice that literally said, I need you to be the beloved. So years ago in a meditation, I cried out to my inner teacher, how do I reach you? What am I supposed to focus on? I got this message back from the diamond cave of my interior world. I need you to be the beloved. Be the beloved. Say what now? I knew I was being asked to take my casual interest in faith and self-actualization and go deeper, go truer, and go all the way. I knew I had to start walking forward without self-doubt, to trust in the radical love of an energy I couldn't fathom, but I could not deny. I knew it meant I needed to trust myself and my life and allow it to unfold in a way that showed me I was guided and that I could trust. Second-guessing myself wasn't helping me. It was time to stop telling myself I was ineffectual. I had the edge that gave me every advantage. I wasn't limited to the perception of my reptilian brain. I possessed this secret within me, a current of deep knowing brilliance, an energy sourced in limitlessness. I commanded powerful faculties. Ernest Holmes says, the life of the spirit is my life. All of its strength is my strength. Its power is my power. Part of me railed, how is believing in a loving universe realistic? There's genocide, racism, blue algae in the lakes of my childhood, corrupt politicians, and global warming. And on a personal level, I had someone drop out of a class, which goes to show the universe hates me. And yet, even as my inner tantrum spewed cynicism, and a few truly unnecessary comments about a certain muffin top situation developing, I felt peaceful, like when you know you've lost steam for an argument. Really, once you touch the truth, it's non-negotiable. I knew what I knew. I knew there was an unbearable love in this world, and I wanted to serve it. I didn't need to know the name of this mystery, because I knew the certainty. I also knew that when I felt love, my doubts disappeared. Be the beloved. I knew what this commitment asked. I would listen to my instincts more than to my defenses. Yes, there was a part of me that doubted, but there was a part of me that did not. There was a part of me that knew I was here to thrive. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what if you knew there was a part of you that was here to thrive? There's a part of you that doubts, but there's a part of you that does not. And seeing ourselves differently is deciding what part of you are you going to side with, and allowing yourself to know, I'm not my smaller self. I'm partnering with something larger. So finally, I want to share the third piece of this, and that's undoing any belief that you have in the way of loving your life right now or seeing it as perfect right now. Because remember how I started saying that in the beginning, that when we judge something, we can't hear guidance, right? When I'm in judgment, I can't hear inspiration. I can't hear guidance. So if I'm judging my life or I'm judging myself, I literally can't see my life. I can't have that guidance come through me. I can't feel something else, right? And so here's the thing about life. It's never what you think that's bothering you, right? It's not the condition that's bothering you. It's not the event that's bothering you. It's not the circumstance that's bothering. It's not the people. Well, maybe it's the people who are, maybe it's people. It's not the people who are bothering you. You know what's bothering you? Your interpretation. That's what's bothering you. Your interpretation, what you are making the situation mean, is everything. And you are holding a belief about that. And here's the thing that neuroscience says. When the mind has a belief, when it has a certain kind of belief, it literally goes out and looks for the evidence of its own belief. And it doesn't see anything else. Right? And so we're holding a belief about something about our lives, and guess what? We're always right. Isn't that amazing? We're just so talented. We're always right. We find the evidence all the time, right? And so I started looking at this because I started thinking, I can't believe in an unlimited loving universe and believe in a limited me and a limited life at the same time. Right? And so I started looking at what belief I was having, and one of the beliefs I noticed that was getting in my way a lot was I had a belief that said, I never get what I want. It would be this like secret belief, I wasn't even conscious of it, but secretly it would come up like, see, I never get what I want. I see, so a client would cancel, right? Like I'd be getting a new client and then they'd cancel or whatever, and then it'd be like, see, I never get what I want. A product would be discontinued always. The product I loved was always discontinued. Kiss of death if I like your product. If that was discontinued in the store, part of me would always be, see, I never get what I want. Right? And it would always come up, I never get what I want. And I'd be ignoring all the things I got that I did want, right? But that belief would always be there. And so I started looking at, where did that come from, or what is that? And I remembered this moment when I was a little girl. I was shopping in this department store with my mother. And I was a little girl, and I saw these red shoes. And it was like, oh my God, I had to have them. My little girl heart went, whoa, I want the red shoes. I was crazy about it. I was so excited about them. But then I thought, who am I kidding? I'm with my mother, My mother is Ms. Practical. There's no way she's going to get the red shoes, And so she's going to probably go, the red shoes? What do you need with the red shoes? Look, the green elf shoes, they're on sale. You'll love them, right? That's what I was expecting. But on that one miraculous day, she bought the red shoes. She got them. And I was so excited. I was beside myself, right? And so they're wrapping the shoes in this tissue paper, and I'm watching them like, oh my God, and they're putting it in the bag, and I'm beyond excited. I can't even. My mother takes the bag, and later that day, she lost the bag. Thank you. That was my point. That was exactly. She lost the bag, and I didn't get the red shoes. And so, what did you think? Yeah, it was for my own good, yeah. Yeah, right. But I got the green elf shoes, no. So I think at that moment, I was so disappointed, and I was so crushed. And I think in my little girl mind, I formed this belief that said, I'll never get what I want. Right? And I think it was a way of preventing disappointment. Like if I don't get excited and I don't open my heart, I could protect myself. And that way when things that were disappointing happen, I won't get hurt. But I didn't know how much that could hurt you even more. Not opening up to life again and again and again, not being open and present to what could happen now. Could there be a miracle now? I had been shut down, right? So that was like amazing for me to figure this out. But you know what was even more amazing? The most amazing part of this story? I told this story to my mother years later. I was telling her about the red shoes and what happened, and she's looking at me like I'm speaking like a fax machine, like or Greek or something, because of course she does not remember a pivotal moment of my childhood. That does not cross her mind. So I'm talking to her about it, and she goes, "What are you talking about? You got those red shoes." And I'm like, I know we got the red shoes, but then you lost them. And she said, yeah. And then we called the department store, and they found them, and we went back, we picked them up, and you got them. I have no memory of that whatsoever. I have no memory of that whatsoever. I remembered my belief. I had a belief, and I remembered my belief. And I did not remember reality. And that's going on all the time. That's what we're doing 24/7. We're seeing our beliefs, and we are not seeing the reality all around us, right? That your spirit, your life is showing you, giving to you all the time, blessing us all the time, giving us opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, but we are seeing our beliefs. So I teach a Course in Miracles, and one of the concepts in the Course in Miracles, is undoing. We are here to undo the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, right? We are here to undo the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, meaning love is always present. The miracle is always present. Your spirit is always present. There's something always working, but you may have a block in the way. So finally, I just want to end. By saying, first of all, we're living in challenging times in the world right now. Right? We are living in very, very different times right now. I deeply believe we came in for these times. We came in for these times. I almost feel like the universe is saying, the grace period is over. Many of us have been studying this path for a while. Many of us have been studying and practicing and learning and whatever. And we are the ones who could make a profound difference right now. Our consciousness is so important right now. So I'm so grateful for all of us who are doing this, who are choosing to believe and know a light no matter what circumstances are. And what I want to tell you is that you have your dreams for a reason. You have your desires for a reason. There's a destiny. There's already a path that's inside you, and we are meant to live that moment by moment by moment. And I believe that is the answer to these times. That as we give our gifts, our love, our contribution, we serve in the way that we are meant to serve. That's going to make such a difference to you most of all. So finally, I will just say, your spirit is amazing, and your love is amazing, and the power in you is amazing, right? In fact, we're getting a musical accompaniment to it. The power in us is amazing, but your beliefs, they're not so hot. And so we are here to shift that every single moment, but don't worry, that's what your life is here for. I'm so grateful to be sharing this path with you. When you trust yourself, everything becomes possible. When you trust yourself and your spirit, everything becomes possible. And I am so grateful for all of you doing this work and sharing this path with me. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Woo. Yay. Thank you. I'm going to say one quickie thing. Thank you so much. Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. That was very cool. Breathing that in. I would just want to share just a teeny bit about the workshop because it's going to be amazing. And I do not say that lightly, and I do not say that arrogantly. I say that because I've been traveling around the country, and I've been doing these, and when we get into a room together to truly focus on direction and to truly focus on really opening up to the love and the genius in you, you can't even believe what happens. The energy in those rooms are amazing, and the energy here is amazing, so I can only imagine what this workshop will be like, especially you live streamers watching. You need to join us also. It's just that there's something, if you've ever been wanting like your next step or clarity or direction, please, please come. It starts at 1 o'clock, goes to 3. If you need to come late, come late. I don't care. If you need to leave early, leave early. Do not let your mind go, oh, I wish I could do the whole thing or this or that. It's like your mind will always keep you from that infinite love. And you know how I said earlier that you can't plan an inspired life? So I don't really care if you have plans. I really don't. Cancel on those grandkids. Who cares? You know, break your commitments and your integrity. Who cares, right? You can't plan an inspired life, right? If something calls to you seriously, I'm not joking. Please be with us. It really will be amazing. What I love doing in workshops, they're much more personal. Right? They're much more interactive. I do coaching for a living, and it's like I really love working individually with people. So please get your answers, right? Please come. Also, I will share that while I'm here, I am doing some discounted private coaching sessions. So if you have any interest in that, I'll do some today and some tomorrow. Paul is my partner. Go see him or go talk to me. And so sign up for that. We would love to have. I love working one-on-one if you want to really shift something and break through. And then finally, we have books for sale. And the other thing I will say, especially for you folks online too, please make sure you get on my mailing list, because on my mailing list, I do free fortune cookies. I know a lot. How many of you get the fortune cookies, right? Yeah, right? Fortune cookies, they go out worldwide. They're bursts of inspiration every single week. So make sure you get that. Also, I do a lot of online events, so it lets you know about that. So I would love to have you in this workshop. And I just also want to thank so much Unity of Tustin and for bringing me here, and also just for having this consciousness. Like, support your local places that support you, because again, we all need that love and support. Thank you so, so much, and I look forward to playing with you later. Bye. Thank you.
So why don't we take a minute and just kind of ground into that amazing, amazing talk. Let it land. Blessed Spirit, lover of my heart, Holy Spirit, I surrender, I let go. inside of me. Blessed Spirit, lover of my soul, holy, oh holy, Holy Spirit, I surrender, I let go. I surrender. I am home. I surrender. I am home.
We're going to take some of that beautiful energy and go into meditation. We'll just take some deep, deep, holy, sacred breaths. If it helps you at all, you might place your hand on your heart or any other gesture that is connecting to you. And breathing in and breathing out. And together we are holding the intention to enter this sacred, inspired space that we have co-created together. That we are inviting in the presence of the Holy Spirit. The presence of wholeness, the highest love and intelligence available. Breathing in all the way and breathing out. And together for this moment, perhaps, holding the intention, I want to begin again. I want in this very instant, Spirit, to begin again. I want to take nothing that blocks me, no behaviors that don't serve me. Spirit, I want to hear your voice. I want to hear this infinite intelligence. I'm beginning again in this moment. I am willing to love myself and to love you, and to receive. And if I'm confused or my mind is wandering, that's fine. Your infinite power is here, is here. And so for this moment, we rest, just asking yourself, is there anything my spirit or my heart or my soul wants me to know? I'm just resting and receiving. And just for a moment more, holding this space, not forcing, not trying, just asking, is there anything my heart wants me to know? And then perhaps holding an energy of so much love and gratitude for everyone here. We are opening our hearts. We are opening our hearts. We are opening to miracles. Something new is happening. And when it feels right to you, just begin to allow your beautiful mind to begin to return. When it feels right.
Thank you, Tama. Well, it's time it's first to welcome our first-time guests. I forgot my script to them, so I'm trying to read from the iPhone. I hope I bear with me. Okay. We'd like to welcome our first-time guests, whether online or that are here today on the premises. Here at UoT of Tustin, we believe in one God, one heart, many paths. And our mission is to transform lives and inspire people to make a positive difference in our world. We are a fully inclusive community of all walks of life and would like you to know that whatever your background, whatever you are, or wherever you are on your spiritual path, we are glad you're here to continue your journey with us. Our ushers are coming forward with flowers and welcome cards for those who are here for the first or second time, and if you feel comfortable doing so, we invite you to raise your hand so we can recognize you and present you with these gifts of a card and then a welcome note. So anybody here for the first time? Oh, we got some here. Okay. I think that's something. Okay. No, they got it. All right. We welcome you. Welcome. All right. Okay. We invite everyone to join us after the service for food and fellowship around the hospitality table. And make sure to stop by our open door welcome center and bookshop reading room. Also, as always, we have our Reiki practitioners wearing green ribbons and our prayer chaplains wearing white ribbons, who will be at the entrance of the meditation gardens ready to offer prayer and healing support. All prayers are held confidential. We love to pray with you. In addition, there are prayer request forms in the seat backs in front of you and at the table at the garden entrance where you may leave your requests in the prayer box. They will be lovingly held in prayer by our silent prayer ministry team. There's always so much happening here in our campus of consciousness. Please make sure to check your emails each Friday for the weekly newsletter and visit our welcome table for information about many upcoming and ongoing class events and opportunities to serve as part of our beloved UoT of Tustin community. Now it's time to receive our love offering. Now it's time for our love offering. As we share our financial gifts in support of our ministry, there are various ways we can give our gifts through electronics ways that we can see on the screen above us, listed on a card in the seat backs in front of you. We also pass the offering bags to receive in-person donations. In whatever form that you choose to give, we invite you to briefly hold your hand over the offering bag as it passes along and take a moment to connect with the spirit of giving. We're grateful for your faith and generosity. And it's just a reminder, as Craig Phillips would always say, you know, we have the premises, we have this wonderful sanctuary, we have beautiful gardens, and all our contributions serve to keep this going for us. So keep that in mind. And with that, we'll recite the love offering blessings. Divine love, as we blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive. And I believe we have Kelly singing us another song. Thank you.
So I just want to tie this back to Tama's talk. Learning to trust yourself. It's a lifetime project, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay, so there are a lot of different roads we can go down, and I'm sure by now many of us have been down many, many roads. So this is a beautiful song from Seawind that speaks to that, and I hope it helps you connect to something that's useful in your forward momentum wherever you go from here. With so many roads that seem to lead down to the sea, I wonder which road will be the right one for me. Others may fall away, dead ending left and right, but there is this one road that journeys far out of sight. Have you wondered where your road will lead you? Maybe to a bright day of sunshine or a summer rain. Or it might be you're afraid to go, afraid to go. You got to follow your road, or you'll never know, never know. We are all travelers living in a foreign land, trying to find our way best that we can, looking for an answer, trying to find some love. And though we have journeyed far, it's not quite far enough. Have you wondered where your road will lead you? Maybe to a song that needs singing, or a starry night in heaven. Or it might be you're afraid to go, afraid to go. You got to follow your road, or you'll never know. You gotta follow your road, follow your road. You gotta follow your road, follow your road. You gotta follow your road, follow your road. And maybe someday your road will take you far away. You gotta follow your road, follow your road. You gotta follow your road, follow your road. Follow your road, follow your road. And maybe someday your road will take you far away. Far away. Thank you. Thank you, Carol.
Kelly Casino, the great. And also Tamara Keeves for the beautiful talk today. And if you all stand up, we'll say the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Go forth and listen and follow the crumbs.